the teeth. In a Honda Civic with a hatchet in my cheek.
Oh God!
God damn it! Yeah. When it's done by me, this was set to go to sound like, yeah. In the middle of the street, this was set to go to sound like, yeah. When it's done by
Hey guys, Drewski here, and today we're going to be checking out Insurgency Sandstorm. This is one of the games that I've been waiting for a long time, and it's finally released, and I'm really excited for it because Insurgency was one of my favorite games, the original one at least, where on Steam, Insurgency is some of the best money that you can spend on a game right now. It still is one of those best games out there. It has so much content. It has all that modability to it. I mean, the original Insurgency attracted me because I like realistic shooters, and this game at its time was just far, like years ahead of other games in terms of gun sound effects, gun graphical effects and such, and the recoil of guns and the ADS and just the smoothness of the game. This was all in Source Engine, and it still ran extremely well and looked pretty good in most cases where the engine didn't really limit it, but there were still some areas where the animations were a little bit janky, the character models were a little bit simple, and some maps could look a little bit too simple as well, and most of that just was because of the fact that it was on the Source Engine. Now 2018 rolls around, and I believe that Insurgency Sandstorm is placed on the Unreal Engine, and this is a much more improved experience. You have much better graphics, the animations are much more fluid, and the game, especially indoors, which is funny, most games look better outdoors, but this game for sure looks better even indoors. Indoor combat is better than anything right now. It is an amazing feat, I think, to make this game look this good and still play this good. The guns feel good in your hands. I mean, hip firing, ADS, doesn't even matter. Whatever you're doing to shoot the rifle, you feel as if you're shooting a real rifle. There's immediate quick recoil and feedback whenever you fire a weapon. The muzzle, wherever the barrel's aiming is where it's going to shoot and where it's going to hit, so you can actually use a laser sight at a distance realistically. And that's something that I think is unsaid about a lot of these games recently, is now there's like bullet spread and stuff. The more you fire, the more your barrel somehow widens, and so your bullets spread out to like a 20-degree cone of fire. You're like, what is going on? That's not how this works. In Insurgency, your bullets go where you shoot. And the gun sounds, oh my gosh, the sound in this game is just, oh, it's beautiful. Oh.
Right there, right in front of you. Got him.
Oh, behind. Hello? Friendly. Oh, that's not so friendly.
They're coming!
Hey! Enemy charged me! Fuck!
Listen to the booms and the bops and the ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yes, I can't explain that any better. Like I don't know what to tell you guys. Like this game has the best sound effects of any shooter right now, for sure. And the guns themselves are really cool as well because you have so much customization. You have even more than Insurgency 1 did. You have extended mags, drum mags, you have different types of muzzles. You got suppressors, flash hiders, muzzle brakes, you've got foregrips, you've got like, I don't even know, like 10 different sights that you can put on each gun. The weapons are also faction based as well, so depending on if you're on the like kind of like Middle Eastern militia faction or if you're on the security faction, you'll get different weapons. Like one team will get AKs, PKMs, and RPG-7s. The other team will get AT-4s, M4s, M16s, and M249s. So you have that sort of, you know, Blue 4 versus Op 4 sort of combat where you can recognize a gun sound effect and go, okay, that's an AK. I know that's going to be an enemy, which is really nice. I think that's something that goes unsaid about like recent Battlefield games. Like Battlefield 3 sort of did it where at the beginning of your skill tree, you only had American weapons if you were on the American team. Same for the Russian team as well. But eventually you got into where like you could just get whatever gun on whatever team. On Insurgency, you're locked. You're locked to whatever gun is your faction, and that's what I like. I like whenever I can recognize an enemy weapon versus a friendly weapon. That's like why in squad I always say, oh, I hear some AKs, let's go kill some AKs. I don't even say I hear some enemies. It's just I hear an AK-74 firing over a hill. I know that's a bad guy. I need to go kill that AK. That's something that's also nice about Insurgency Sandstorm. You can recognize what's enemy and what's not, and that's just an extra level of realism and learning curve that's added on, a little bit extra depth, you know. What's also impressive about this game is that the PvE, when you fight bots and AI, is nearly just as enjoyable as when you fight players. And this was very similar in the original Insurgency. And I know that the Insurgency guys are going to watch this video. So, man, if you put the hunt, no, not hunt. Oh, shoot, what was it? Survival. If you put survival from the original Insurgency into this, I will play this game for years to come. That was the best game. It was basically where you ran around a city. I made a video about it, but you ran around a city, and these enemies just kept spawning and kept spawning. You just had to keep running through super pitch black dark cities, and it was the most terrifying game mode as a kid. It was just amazing. But the AI in this game don't really feel like AI. They seem like real people. They'll walk around and patrol, and they'll take paths that I don't know if they're actually like manually placed paths, but the AIs react pretty realistically and have a very, very good level of difficulty to where you cannot take them as a joke. You have to take them seriously as if they are another player. They can hit you from some range, and it might take a few shots, but still, just like a real player would, they might miss a few shots and then hit you in the head with the third one, and you're just like, whoa, okay, an AI just did that. All right. It's not like Arma, where the AI are either absolute potatoes or they're 1,000 meter FaZe Clan sniper professionals. In this game, the AI seem pretty well balanced, and I feel like I don't really need to adjust the difficulty in any way. In every cooperative game mode on Sandstorm, I still feel as if even like 50 hours in that I'm still being challenged by the AI, and that the AI are still a formidable force. And so I think that whatever they did to improve the AI and make them realistic is definitely a good thing. I'm impressed. And sometimes they will bug out, but most of the time they are performing much better than some AAA shooter AI have been doing lately, and I'm impressed. In most realistic shooters in 2018, let's be honest, the AIs are crap. Tarkov, you get scavs that just like one-shot you in the face from 50 meters away on the first shot, and you're just what? And then sometimes you walk up behind them and they don't even recognize you. It's the most unpredictable AI you could possibly ever have. But in this, they're pretty good. What I also like about Sandstorm is what they brought in from Day of Infamy, which is the enemy VoIP. And oh my gosh, I love being able to hear enemies talking over me and be able to communicate with them. It's the funniest thing ever. And sometimes it can kind of limit what you want to say to your teammates because you know that the enemies will hear you. And so sometimes VoIP will get a little bit quiet whenever you get into a firefight because you know that whatever you say, the enemies are going to hear too. But it is still hilarious to be in a sneaky spot and hear enemies talking above you and hear them communicating. And these are real players I'm talking about. You can hear the other enemy players talking, and depending on how far they are from you is how loud you can hear them. And you can see on the bottom left it'll be a little red icon, so you know that immediately that is an enemy that you're hearing. And it's just so funny to just communicate with the enemies sometimes in a friendly manner when you're about to kill them.
I'm loading!
They're on A.
We're not on A. This is C. You
Hey, Operator Drewski.
You silly goose.
Oh, this is actually the real Operator Drewski.
Also in Insurgency, you can pick the commander role, and as long as you have an observer near you, you can call in airstrikes, A-10 gun runs, you can call in IED drones, which have IED strapped to them and will come and like kill everybody, and it's extremely terrifying. And I think that just goes to show that, like, even in Battlefield 5, we only have one V1 high explosive rocket. And in Insurgency, you have the chemical, the freaking drones, the high explosive, the A-10. You have so many different tactical features that you can use in this game to really overwhelm the enemy force. I think that's something that's unsaid about the devs of Insurgency Sandstorm. They're putting a lot of detail into this game, and I hope that in the future there's a lot of content that comes out in terms of maps to really embellish the detail of the core gameplay right now, because core gameplay is perfect. What I want to see though is more maps, more content, maybe some more factions or something, and more weapons coming out in the future, especially add on to the sniper class, like maybe add on to the gunner class as well. Give us some like M240s or RPKs, stuff like that. I think I would like to see just more content come into the game, but the core gameplay right now is beautifully made, and the structure of this game is perfect to build onto in the future. So overall thoughts over Insurgency Sandstorm, it's one of the best shooters that has come out in 2018, and I'm highly impressed with it. Go check it out. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.